What's up, this is GM, and before I start, I want to tell you about TubeBuddy. In case you don't know, TubeBuddy is a free website that will help you manage and grow your YouTube channel. Thanks to them, some of my videos even show up as top results. Want to give them a try? Check the description below for the link.
Today I have BLOOMWIN's DIY LED curtain lights, and I actually have two. I have the Starlight, which I'm showing right here, the box for. You can see all the info that you need to see. Of course, I have links in the description below if you want more detail on it. And I have BLOOMWIN's Snowflake curtain lights. And the only real difference between these two is the shape of the light, and honestly, that's about it. So you're pretty much going for which style you like better. I got both so I could test them both out and see which one I personally prefer, since I'm getting these as Christmas lights. So just to show you, on our first package here, we have, of course, the manual. A lot of good info in there. We have a remote. Keep in mind, the remote does not come with a battery, so make sure you buy a battery with it. Here we have the string lights themselves, and it looks like a mess, and it kind of is, but you just got to untangle it like any other Christmas light. Here we have the pretty much ornaments that you're going to hang on the light itself. And I'm just going to go and pull one out for you to see here as well, and look at those beautiful stars. They look really, really nice with these lights, and you're going to see that in a bit. Alright, so now we're going to take a look at the other pack that we have here. Again, a manual, very helpful to have. You're definitely going to want to keep that. And we have the remote, once again, no battery, so make sure you buy a battery to put in it. And then here we have the mess of a tangle of wires that really looks complicated, but don't worry, isn't too bad. And then here we have the snowflakes that are going to go on it. And as you'll notice, it is in a bag this time, so let me go and pull one out for you to take a look at. Alright, so now you get to watch me untangle these wires while I tell you a little bit about the Starlight specifically. So it is a 2-in-1 fairy curtain light, which pretty much means that you can either put on those little ornaments to make it into a 100-piece star pendant looking light, really nice for, you know, different occasions such as Christmas. However, you can also just leave off the ornaments and use it as fairy lights that are just kind of hanging, and it looks really beautiful that way as well. I'm going to show you with the stars because I assume that's what most of you will be buying it for. Again, it does come with 100 pieces, so those stars, there's 100 of those. And then it also has 10 strings that are going to hang, that again you'll see in a bit, and each string will hold 10 pendants, thus 100 of them. It's 3.3 feet wide and 9.8 feet long, making it perfect for really draping anything. I personally am putting it on my walls, which is what you're going to see, but you can use it, of course, on curtains, really long curtains, short curtains, whatever it may be. You, of course, have a remote control, and you have various modes that it will use. So it has 8 different modes. You know, it does like a wave, it does kind of like slow glow, it has a flashing one, it has a mixture. It's a lot of different modes that you'll see in a bit. And personally, I think it looks amazing when it is hung up with the light. So you probably also see me threading in these stars now. So again, it is a DIY set. Pretty much what they're trying to say is that you can put on the stars or you can leave them off. I am threading them in. They're really not that complicated to thread in. Really, a child could do this. Just look at the manual and it explains it very easily on how to thread it in. Again, though, not necessary if you just want to hang it like fairy lights. Something I will note is even though you thread it in, you want to make sure you kind of pull it a little tight so that way that the light is sitting in the little knob there very well, because otherwise the stars might fall off when it's hanging. You know, if someone rubs into it or something, it might come off. So if you kind of pull it a little tight, it should stay in place pretty easily. Alright, so here are the various lighting modes that this specific one can do. The lighting modes are the same for both as far as I can tell, but I'm going to show them individually, and I'm just kind of cycling through them so you can see. I do have my window open, and it's during the day, so of course it doesn't look as bright as it actually is. And if you imagine what it would just look like with a curtain, I don't actually use curtains in my house because I like having a lot of light come into my bedroom, but if you were to hang this on your curtain, it would honestly add a lot of ambience to it, and I think it would look amazing. And even with it being daytime right now and a lot of light coming in, it's still very bright, which was really shocking to me. And it looks so beautiful kind of jumping from the stars because it also has that little shadow that it's letting off. So even though the light might not look like a star pattern, it's kind of reflecting off of the stars and onto the background, which just looks great. And I think overall this is a great purchase for a Christmas light especially. All right, now you get to watch me thread the snowflake one. The snowflake one was a little bit more complicated because the little knob for it is a little harder to fit in. But yeah, first let's untangle it. It does take a little while. Don't get too frustrated because it's just like any other Christmas light. You got to untangle it. But I think these are actually a lot easier to untangle. Overall, not that big of a deal. But let me give you some info while we're going through this. So again, it's 100 pieces, so 100 snowflakes. You don't have to use them if you don't want to. You can use it as just a fairy light kind of hanging down, which is actually great because you can use it at any occasion. Then, when it's not Christmas, take off the snowflake pendants and just let it hang like a fairy light. It is 3.3 feet wide and 9.8 feet long. Again, great for drapes, bedrooms, windows, whatever. It has a remote control, and it has all those various lighting modes, which again are the same. So I'm going to kind of go through it quickly when we get to that stage. But yeah, and again, it is a little hard to thread the snowflake, but it isn't impossible. Again, a kid could still do this. It's just you want to make sure you're pulling it tight, making sure the snowflake sits really well into the little knob that it has, and you should be good to go. And just to kind of finish this off too, I just wanted to talk about the lights that they have. They have these warm yellow ones, which is what I have, but they also have they have cool white, and then they have colorful ones as well. Personally, if you're going for Christmassy theme that you can use whenever as well, go for that warm yellow light. That is my suggestion 100% all the way. I think this is a great addition, whether you're buying it for yourself, buying it for someone else. It's a great way to add a little bit of that mood lighting throughout the house, wherever it may be, especially for the holiday seasons. And you're going to notice people will be able to tell how amazing it looks. All right, that's it for this video. Make sure you check the description below for a link so you can purchase these yourself, and do it quick. Make sure you hang these up for Christmas because you'll love it. Your kids will love it. Your friends will love it. Everyone will. So make sure you hurry up and do that before the season ends.